Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording Monday, November 10th. Celtics just beat the Magic 5-6 on the season. We've got stuff to talk about. How you doing, Sam?
Doing good. Just had to move over, make sure I was actually in frame. But should be a fun show today. We'll talk a little bit about what we learned from the Magic game and just kind of over the last couple of weeks now, having real sample size of Celtics games to take things away from is a lot of fun. We'll go through your emails. We'll look around the NBA, see what's going on with the standings, and then we will do the rat list and get out of here. It should be a fun show. Stick around through all of it. We're here every day on YouTube with new pods, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, game recaps, morning after each game. Other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. But yes, without further ado, we're learning things. We're learning things, Jack.
Yeah, the Celtics have put together some very fun lineups as of late. Obviously, the most notable of which, in my opinion, was the one I wrote about last night. It was Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jordan Walsh, Ugo Gonzalez, and Neemias Queta at the start of the fourth quarter in the second Orlando game. And it just felt like everything they've been trying to do defensively really showed up in those moments. Like Ugo was pressuring the ball full court, Jordan was pressuring the ball in the half court and full court. Like it was just a pretty perfect blend of what they want to accomplish. And realistically, like I thought that was the best lineup they put on the floor all night. Like I think as good as Jaylen Brown is, as hot as Anthony Simons got, like that was the most impactful lineup when it came to winning. It felt like that was on the floor Sunday night in Orlando.
Yeah, and it's kind of been the same consistent thing through those two games against the Magic specifically. Like when the Celtics hung around in game one on Friday in the NBA Cup, it was Ugo, it was Jordan Walsh, it was Minot out there, who wasn't part of this last one. But like those two guys were out on the floor with Peyton Pritchard, and they kept the Celtics in the game when it felt like they could have fallen out of it easily yesterday. Very similar. And it feels like Ugo and Jordan Walsh do a really good job of playing off each other in terms of defensive chaos. Like they play a similar style where they're aggressive, they're willing to try and disrupt and play chaotically, annoying the other offensive players. Like they do a great job at just being nuisances. Is that the plural nuisances? Nuisance I?
In nuisances, I guess, I think.
But yeah, like just the kind of guys you would hate to see if you were playing in a game. And the Celtics are rolling out two of them. They're both young. They're both full of energy. And they both did a great job at making the right plays towards the end of the Magic game. Like I know you talked about it, but like Ugo had a three he made in the fourth quarter, but before that he had a drive where he dished to Nemi to set a wide open dunk up for him. And just the sense of the game, the feel for it, the calmness to be going into traffic, to be getting met by two players going to the rim, and then to make the easy pass to Nemi through those guys is impressive. Jordan Walsh did a great job of just spacing the floor properly last night. Got out of the paint when he realized the ball had been kicked out. Instead of trying to go for an offensive rebound, he was ready to shoot the three, made it. And defensively, he's just been a menace. They trusted him to play Paolo. Orlando did not get much offense with Jordan Walsh on Paolo. Like Paolo scored 14 fourth quarter points, but they were literally running switch or screen actions to get Derek White onto Paolo instead of Jordan Walsh. Like that is how impactful and annoying he was. And the one basket he did give up to Paolo was because he had knocked the ball away from him and went for the ball, didn't get it. So Paolo got an open step back. Like that is how he was impactful against the Magic.
Yeah, I mean, I know Noah tweeted about it earlier today, but of two-player lineups, like combination of the floor that have played at least 25 minutes together, which is a relatively small sample size. I think the most someone has played is 330, which is Oubre and Maxey. So it's a smaller sample size, relatively speaking. There have been 1,422 two-player lineups to play at least 25 minutes together. The Celtics have 3 of the top net ratings in the top 20. And they're all Jordan Walsh. It is Neemias Queta and Jordan Walsh is the number one net rating team or pairing in the NBA with minimum 25 minutes played. Pritchard and Walsh is 5th, and Walsh and Ugo is 16th. If you look at defensive rating, Queta and Walsh is the best defensive rating, minimum 25 minutes played in the NBA. Jordan Walsh has been a monster. Pritchard and Walsh is up there as well. It's been incredible. Neemias Queta and Jordan Walsh, when they share the floor together, 151.8 offensive rating, 60.7 defensive rating. Like Jordan Walsh has impacted winning at an unbelievably high level this season. And even if you go to minimum 100 minutes played and you really want to filter down 490 lineups, like Walsh isn't in there as much because he hasn't gotten those opportunities. But the Celtics have net rating like Pritchard and Kata is up there. Like the Celtics are really finding the guys that impact winning at the highest level. And up to this point, I think a lot of us were thinking like, oh, okay, it's Jalen obviously, and it's Pritchard and Derek and Kate, and you can see that Ugo and Jordan are very slowly working their way into that category of when they are on the floor, the Celtics are going to play winning basketball and they're going to win those minutes. And in a year where you don't really know how things are going to pan out, when you don't really know which guys are going to be able to be on the floor at any given time, the fact that they're finding these two guys who can give them those minutes is an insane boost that people don't really like. I feel like people need to appreciate just how important the minutes these guys are giving them are.
Well, like not only is it important now, but this is one of the biggest prizes that they're going to get from this season is the opportunity to give Jordan Walsh, Ugo Gonzalez the time to be on the floor, to make their mistakes, to figure out how they work in the NBA and how they work on the Celtics without the pressure of needing to win every night. And obviously the Celtics are trying to win games right now. Like it is clear they're out there competing. Joe Mazzulla wants his guys to compete. They're putting a lot of emphasis on that. Like we're not talking about a tanking team in November. It's just not happening. You're not watching the Nets play. They're not destined to be terrible. They're not built to be terrible. They're trying to win. And with those guys getting the opportunity to learn how to win, it's going to help you next season. It's going to help you the next time you're putting together a championship roster, specifically knowing that Jordan Walsh will be on a team-friendly deal at least for next year. And Ugo is under team control for 4 seasons if they would like him to as a first-round pick. Like, having those guys on cheap team-friendly contracts helps you avoid spending above the second apron the next time you put one of these big money teams together. You can afford to pay Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White a combined $150 million if you have the right players making close to the minimum, filling out the rest of the roster. And one of the ways you do that is by drafting them. And they've drafted both those guys, and they need to hit on those guys. And hopefully going forward, they can continue to be impactful. And it's not just a lightning in a bottle situation. Jordan Walsh had a really good week. So, we can learn more and more about him throughout the season. But for now, it definitely feels like he's earned a regular rotation spot, which I feel like is a hard thing to say with the way this Celtics season has gone, because Mazzulla will play any of these guys that aren't in the top 6. And then they'll play well, and then the next game they won't play, or they'll play 5 minutes. And I don't know, like Baylor Shireman for the last week has been like someone we've talked about is like playing hard on defense and doing good things and checking the opposing team's best player. And he's got 2 DNPs in a row. So I think there's just a lot of volatility so far.
I think Jordan will play as long as he earns his spot on the court. Like Xavier Tillman looked good to start the season. He was earning a spot, and now he's not really in the rotations because a couple of bad matchups. You see what you get from other people, and then they're out. And Chris Boucher was great in the preseason, but a couple of bad matchups, and then it just feels like you haven't played. Same with Baylor. Jordan Walsh has emerged, and he's played a little bit more. Luka Garza feels like he found a little bit of a niche last night, which he's playing even better defense. And Anthony Simons is finding his way as well. Like I really, truly just think that it's going to be a fluid situation in terms of who's going to play when. And it's not really even something we can monitor because I think it's just going to be whatever that game Joe Mazzulla feels like is going to give them the best chance to win. And in the fourth quarter against the Magic, the best chance to win was let's play Ugo and Jordan together. And I mean, that lineup was unbelievably fun to watch. Like they were just wreaking havoc all over the court. So I give them a lot of credit for that. But before we do continue, I want to tell you guys about PrizePicks. PrizePicks, the best place to get real money sports action this basketball season, which is right here. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this basketball season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks offers stacks now, which means you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. If you want the more on Jaylen Brown points, Jaylen Brown's threes, Jaylen Brown's assists, rebounds, field goal attempts, you can pick any of those 3 and put them in the same PrizePicks lineup, only on PrizePicks, offering those stacks. You can also follow other PrizePicks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click, whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like. Hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on PrizePicks. Again, the best place to get real money sports action as this basketball season going on, or the football season. The Pats are hot. If you want to choose a stack with a Drake May or a Travion Henderson, who just had a huge game as well, make sure to head on over to the PrizePicks app and check it out. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Okay, shall we go to the email? Check those out, see what's going on there.
You want me to pull it up, or you got it?
I think I got it. We're gonna hope.
Okay. I think we have two from RJ, so it won't be that tumultuous.
We do indeed. But first one we do indeed have from RJ. Both are from RJ, like you mentioned. How do you solve a problem like Anthony? Evening, folks. Writing this on Saturday in between the Orlando games. So maybe he'll turn out to be off base. Well, ironically, kind of, but not really. How do you solve a problem like Anthony Simons? I'm not talking about his on-court contributions, although those are challenging. No, I mean the time to trade him to get under the tax penalty. The hope was that maybe a team will want a shooter/score at the deadline approaches or an injury crops up. But even if either or both situations present themselves, what can the Celtics reasonably hope to get or pay when they offload him? I can't imagine that he's getting any sort of first-round pick for him unless New Orleans Brain Trust swoops in again. Celtics are running out of second-round picks to bundle after losing Portland picks to acquire Anthony. And no one wants to part with a first just for tax relief, I think. Sorry, my feet are falling asleep. I'm trying to adjust.
Okay.
So that leaves something along the lines of trying to swap Simons, 27 expiring, for another team's $14 to $15 million player who has a couple years left. Players who fit the description are Terrence Mann, Max Strus, Dennis Schroeder, John Isaac, Bobby Portis, Karis LeVert, and even those will require finagling the Brooklyn Nets cap space or both. Again, it's something to think about. I'm sure Brad is. Be well, RJ, who also wrote about the Celtics after 10 games at Celtics Blog, which y'all can go check out. But yeah, the Anthony Simons situation is weird. I don't know how easily they'll be able to offload that contract, even with the incredible heater he went on in the second Orlando game. And it's definitely going to be a storyline to pay attention to.
Yeah, I actually wrote about Anthony Simons today for Houdini. One thing that has been extremely easy to notice, if I'm noticing it, everyone's noticing it. If he's getting a catch and shoot opportunity, that is going in. It's going in. He's a good catch and shoot guy. I went on NBA.com today, filtered through some stats. Anthony Simons is tied for 5th in the NBA for 3-point percentage on shots with 0 dribbles of guys that take 4.4 or more, which is how many he takes. So anybody shooting at his volume or higher, he is the 5th best. He has been incredible at that. He looks comfortable doing it. And I think there may be a solution to his fit if the Celtics can find a way to put him in positions where he doesn't have to create with the basketball. They did a good job of that against Orlando. It was one of the ways that he was able to get going. I watched all his shots again. He got to the rim for the first time this season. He hasn't done a lot of that. And he was doing it because they were giving him handoff opportunities where he was getting the ball with an advantage on his defender already. So he's just using his speed to blow past the big man, got himself to the rim a couple times, looked good. There's also the option of catching and shooting off those if you truly have a ton of space, if the big man's in drop. Those are easy opportunities for him to take advantage of too. He's been good in transition, catching and shooting. I think there's a world where the Celtics can run him off the ball and maybe run actions where it's things they do with Sam Hauser, where he can cut around without the basketball, be ready to catch and shoot, and just not have the workload of trying to create shots, because that has not worked until yesterday. And even yesterday, some of the makes he had were just makes. It wasn't wow, that was a tremendous shot. He did a great job getting himself open for that. It was he made difficult shots, and they found the bottom of the net for the first time all season. So I think there's growing pains with this. I think the Celtics can learn to use him a little bit more. It is funny that the thumbnail I made was what do they do for Anthony and Luka? And then they both had really good games against the Magic. So I was right there with RJ, who was yeah, what do they do with this guy? I don't know how he fits. Hopefully more.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think offensively, that's obviously the solution. Get him in more spots where he doesn't have to do the work to create the space and create the opportunity for himself. I just don't think there's an answer defensively, because I don't think the problem with him on defense is he's not trying or he's not, in the right matchups. I just don't think he processes things quick enough. He can't get over screens well. He's pressing full court, but then he can't get around the screen in the backcourt, so he's behind the plane. It creates a transition opportunity, right? He's fouling on these, shots at the rim. He doesn't have the defensive instincts, it seems, and that's fine if you want to play him 20 minutes a night to get buckets, which, I mean, if you noticed after his insane heater, he didn't really play at the end of the game, and that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like Anthony Simons played however many minutes in the first half, scored 25, then didn't really play much in the second half. That kind of tells you like the value. And don't get me wrong, value without those 25 points, Celtics don't win this game. Like that is objectively valuable, but it's just I feel like there's a ceiling on the value he can provide. But yeah. Next email, RJ says, I did not see that coming. Evening, folks, as we celebrate Walsh and Garza for their fourth quarter contributions, and rightfully so. We were here predicted Anthony Simons scoring 25 points in 14 minutes in the first half. Everyone who raised their hand, go lie about something else, please. Simons got the Celtics back in it, and Garza, Walsh, and Ugo closed out the win. About John Zanis blabbing about tanking and not tanking in the background, how the guys on the roster, quote, aren't going to be around next year, and he's overlooking a couple of important points. Minot is 22, Walsh is 21, Ugo is 19. These are three players Brad is invested in as a part of the team's future. It's good to see them growing in front of us, and now it will turn off Zanis. Be well, RJ. Yeah, I think that investment is important. I think, like I said, Anthony Simons is a valuable piece in terms of what he can bring sometimes. I think there's a cap on that, but the value is very clearly there in helping the Celtics win basketball games. And yeah, Minot, Walsh, and Ugo all look very, very promising right now. Minot and Ugo in particular, because I think Walsh needs to continue to do this a little bit more consistently, and we've seen it from Ugo and Minot pretty much all season. But all three of those guys look really, really good early on.
Yeah, I just think that you've gotten so much more out of your young wings than you expected. Nick NBA has been hammering it home over the weekend through the two Orlando games because they've really impressed, done a lot of great film breakdown over there. So if you guys are curious about that, go ahead and watch that after this video. But yeah, man, it's been kind of refreshing to see them actually hit on some of these guys because we've heard about the Celtics for years. It's like, man, don't really draft well. Like, even though they drafted Tatum and Brown, like they haven't hit significantly on our late first round guys since Robert Williams. Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard have been solid picks. But since Brad took over, I don't think they've hit, and Brad only took his first round pick last season. So there's not really a ton of optimism when it comes to second rounders, late first rounders. But I don't know, man. Minot basically might as well be a draft pick with his age, and Ugo and Jordan Walsh, very young too. Ugo literally being a rookie. But yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I said it in the summer. I'll say it now. It is unbelievably hard to draft past the top 5 to 10 picks. And it's even hard to draft in the top 10 picks. The Hornets have Tijan Salon on the roster right now, and the Bulls have Noah Senge. Like, shit happens, right? Like, it's tough. It is not an easy thing. But we'll see. I think Ugo and Jordan both look good. I think Baylor's given them good things for stints as well. So I'm not writing anything off. But okay, let's jump on over to the NBA section. Check out the standings, who's doing what, how teams are playing around the league. We are 10, 11, 12 games into the season now, depending on the team. So we have a little bit of a better picture of seeing who's doing what. And the Pistons up top, number 1, first place in the Eastern Conference at 8-2. The Cavs in second. You got the Knicks, the Bulls, who have lost a couple in a row now. The Heat, the Bucks, and the Sixers, all above 500. Raptors, Hawks, and Celtics right there alongside the Magic and the Hornets. And then the Nets, Pacers, and Wizards continue to be the tank squad at the bottom.
Yeah, the good news, like if you're anti-tank Celtics fan, there's not a lot of distance between the Celtics and like the 4 seed right now. It's 2 games that separate it. It's very early in the season still, so you have to take the close-knit standings with a grain of salt. But there's nobody really separating themselves. The Pistons have been tremendous lately. Just had an awesome win over Philly. Cade Cunningham went crazy in the fourth quarter. He's been fantastic. They're 8-2, won 6 in a row. They look for real. So if you go back and you look at the Celtics first 10 games, I think there are some losses in there that you can feel pretty good about too. They lost to the Pistons by 6 at Detroit. That's not a bad loss. The Pistons have been playing really well. They have a decent point differential. They lost to the Knicks. The Knicks are 4-game win streak. They have the best point differential in the conference. Don't like to see it. Makes me upset to see it. But it means the Celtics got killed by them, as they should have. But really weird to see Chicago and Milwaukee in the top 6. They got killed the entire game, though.
They got killed in one quarter. They won every other quarter. They
won 3 quarters, but the one quarter that they lost was so bad.
They got killed.
It made it where it didn't really matter. They made it respectable. That's fair to say they got killed. The Knicks-Celtics game was the Notre Dame-Indiana college football playoff game last year, where they scored late and made it a closer game than it was, but it's not it was not the Rockets game. We agree.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. They won 3 quarters and they got fucking blown out in 1 quarter. But regardless, I think things are shaping up interestingly in the East. The Heat continue to intrigue me. They have the best point differential, second best point differential in the Eastern Conference, I should say. They're playing really fun basketball. I think they're going to be a lot better than people expected. I think the Bulls are slowly coming down to earth after a hot start. For what it's worth, the Celtics have the sixth best point differential in the East. The Bulls are 6-3. The Bucks are 6-4. The Raptors and Hawks are 5-5, and the Celtics have a better point differential than all of them at 5-6. So I do think a lot of these have been winnable games. They're only scoring 113 a game, which is not very good, but they're only allowing 110 a game, which is very, very good compared to the rest of the conference. I think it's the best defense in the conference in terms of pure points allowed, the Boston Celtics, which is pretty impressive. And so once those shots start falling, maybe you'll see them take a little bit of a jump compared to what we expected. But the Nets are generationally bad, and somehow the Wizards are worse. That's another thing. Like the Wizards are losing by 17 points a night through 10 games. That's ridiculous.
Honestly, pretty shocking too. Like it felt like Washington was going to take a baby leap this year. Like nobody was coming into the season being like, I think the Wizards are going to be a play-in team, but you did think that they may be towards the top of the non-playoff or play-in teams. Like you did not think that they would be scraping along the bottom of the Eastern Conference for an X consecutive year. It just seems like a yearly tradition at this point that they're terrible.
I feel like we both picked them as the 14th seed. I would have to look back, but I'm 90% sure we both picked them as like the 14th seed. Because I think we would have said the same thing about the Hornets. Like, oh, I think they'll be a little better than we did. And
I definitely said that about the Hornets.
Right? And you definitely didn't have the Pacers worse than the Wizards. Which they're not.
No, I didn't.
Like, it's definitely, we definitely had
I suppose. But it does feel like they should be headed in a better direction.
They should be heading in a better direction, yes.
They've lost 8 in a row, kind of on Pistons watch. They're like teetering on a double-digit losing streak, which is always like my favorite part of the NBA coming back, because when the NBA is not on, you forget about that. But when it happens, it's so exciting, and nobody wants to be the team, as Kuzma tweeted the one time. Nobody wants to be the team that loses. So I think, look, the Celtics have been mediocre, but you said it with the point differential and in the points per game specifically. Like, if they're not shooting towards the bottom of the league in 3-pointers when they're taking largely good 3-pointers, it is a different story record-wise, and they could be competitive. But yeah, the East is somewhat decent at the top, mid in the middle, and then just bottoms out.
Yes, indeed. Western Conference, a little bit different. Thunder 10-1, still monsters. Did lose a game though. Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers 7-2, and then Lakers 7-3. You got the Rockets, Wolves, and Blazers, and the Warriors just above 500 right there. Suns are still fighting to stay in that play and makes it 5-5. They've won a couple in a row. Grizzlies, Jazz, Clippers, Kings, Mavs, Pelicans are all sort of just conglomerate. Whatever. They're clustering down there. One game between them all. Not very good.
Yeah, Portland, the one OKC loss so far this year. Portland's been probably better than we would all expect. They've been impressive. Drew Holiday's been really good. He's averaging like 17 and 8. Crazy numbers for a guy who is just sitting in the corner here in Boston for the last couple seasons. Not to say he wasn't good at that, but just proves that he still had more left in the tank. And, for Portland, that contract isn't an albatross. Like, it actually is worthwhile for him to be making that money. He's helping them win. Really cool. But yeah, OKC doing exactly what you'd expect them to do. San Antonio continues to be very good. Lakers have finally lost. We love to see that. To be honest with you, like, the Clippers just continue to surprise me. Like, I feel like they should be better than they are, and for some reason they can't win games. I haven't got to watch. Clippers are on late. I'll be paying attention more, but probably going to be another bloodbath in the West. Like, really thought you would switch the Clippers and Suns, how the seasons have gone.
Yeah, Suns are fighting, man. The Suns have been fun, at least in terms of watching Devin Booker sort of carry the load and the way they've been playing. Around him, Colin Gillespie's been like a legitimate impact player, which is kind of ridiculous considering the Nuggets. Sorry, I couldn't think of the team. Just kind of let him walk out the door for nothing. I want to look at the stats this year. Jordan Ott is doing a great job in his first season as head coach in Phoenix. Devin Booker's averaging 29, 5, and 7 on 50-41 splits, which is ridiculous. Dylan Brooks is averaging 18 points a game. Grayson Allen's at 16. Jalen Green's at 15, though he just came back and had a heater in his first game. So give him credit for that. Mark Williams is giving them good minutes. He's playing 25 a night. Royce O'Neal, like Colin Gillespie's averaging 10, 4, and 5 off the bench. They just got guys giving them good contributions in late minutes every night. So very good. I think better than people expected for sure. And that's one of the fun teams alongside the Blazers. Spurs are crazy. Nuggets, Thunder. It feels like them and the Lakers are going to be those top 4 seeds. I mean, shit, never mind. The Rockets are there too. Like that seems like the best 5 teams in the West, in my opinion. I think the next X amount of teams, the Wolves, Blazers, Warriors will probably fight for that 6th seed. Maybe the Clippers would make a surge, but it does seem like things are starting to take shape a little bit in the West. So, yeah. Rat list, Sam. What do you got?
Rat list. Oh man, I had a great one. I completely forgot what it was. I want to apologize for that. Just absolutely slipped my mind. I feel like it was something from Friday.
I got nothing. I don't know. I don't know what your list would be.
I can't believe this. Rat list is my memory, I guess. I just got absolutely like I thought about it earlier in the show. I was like, this is great. I have a rat list. Like thought about it earlier today. I was like, good. We'll have good content. Just
a
whole lot of nothing going on in my head.
Yeah. I'll rat list the Ubers in Orlando. I talked about in the pregame show. This whole city has just been annoying because there's been a festival down here. There's just been a festival down here. And so Ubers have been cooked. The wait times have been crazy. The airport right now is unbelievably busy. It's just like the worst possible timing these 2 games could have been for the Celtics to be here, for this giant festival to also be in the city and everything to be going on all at once. So that's been particularly frustrating. Navigated the streets of Orlando, and also like our flight's not till a little bit later tonight, but we were staying at an airport, like at a hotel like 20-ish minutes away, and our checkout was at noon. So like but it's also like not near the city, so we couldn't just like walk around the city and go to a coffee shop. We went to like the one restaurant next to the hotel, and then we have nowhere else to go. So we're just like, and I was just at the airport for the day because like it's not like a walkable city. It's just non-walkable cities. That's my rat list. They suck.
So it's 3:30 now. What time's your flight?
11
p.m.
We have nowhere to go. Like we can't loiter in a restaurant for 6 hours. Like the hotel, like it's just we had no other. There's no other choice. Like what else is there to do? We're not going to Uber all the way to the middle of the city, walk around the city, then Uber again because every Uber is $40.
Correct. Yeah.
Like there's just no other option. It is this. This is the option. We should sit at the airport.
And this was the only flight. You're going to Philly. I'm assuming you're not coming home.
I booked this months ago to Philly. I can only assume this was just by far the cheapest option.
Man, I didn't even think they did 11 p.m. flights. I feel like
we landed in Philly at like 1:30.
Oh, that's terrible. I feel like the only time it's like that way in terms of departure, it's like if you're going somewhere that the time zone is ahead of you. So like if you're going from Vegas back home, you leave on the red eye, you get home in the morning. I've never really heard of an 11 p.m. takeoff for just the same time zone. That sucks.
Well, on my way here, our first flight got canceled, and so the second one got rescheduled to 6:50, but it was delayed till 9:30. So we left at 9:30, had a layover in Nashville, so we went back an hour, but then we came back to Orlando, so we went forward an hour again, but everything was delayed, so we didn't get to a hotel till 4 a.m. or like 3:30.
Oh,
it was awful.
I do not envy the travel schedule, man. I mean, credit to you for putting together the itinerary and the budget and like making sure you can get everywhere. They just have you in hell. And it's good for content. It's good to have rat lists. It's good to like have you like a little like perturbed at all times for the show, probably. But I definitely like feel for what your body's going through because it's just a long. I mean, we're only a month in, not even like 3 weeks in. And you're getting a beat down put on you. Granted, they've played a lot of away games so far. I think they're like 11 games in, 7 away, 4 home. Like haven't been at TD Garden very much. Anti-rat list, Saturday. Can't wait for Saturday. We got the Camp Flog Gnaw Music Festival, Childish Gambino performing, and he put out like a a thing where you can vote on like what songs he does, and all the people on the Reddit page are just going crazy. They're like campaigning for different songs and things of that matter. And you can see like a live top 10, people are losing their minds. It's been incredible to follow. And I'm super pumped. Hate the West Coast though. I don't think it's going to start on streaming till 1 a.m. here, so I'll be up late. I'll be seated though.
That is a late night. What are the songs that are in first right now?
I got to go pull it up, but like people are mad that like some of the newer stuff isn't first, but like people want to hear what they know, what they want to hear.
Oh,
like,
I found it. I see.
Yeah, you see, like
Interesting.
it's kind of cool. It's a cool concept, but who knows if the votes even matter?
Yeah, interesting. I'm surprised Bonfire's not on here.
Oh, also, this reminds me that I'm in the subreddit. This is the thing I wanted to say. There's this guy on TikTok that he like, I guess his thing is he goes up to celebrities and like sings their song to them like badly on purpose. And there's a video of him doing it to Donald, and it is awful. Like, oh my, you could see like Donald Glover like dies inside. He doesn't know how to respond to it because he's on like a red carpet.
That's the whole point. That's the whole bit.
Yeah. And like, I guess that's funny, but like, really, you're just making an ass out of yourself. Like, I don't really think the bit is funny. It's just like you're a dickhead.
Well, it depends on the person. Like, I would say 80% of the celebrities he goes up to know who he is at this point, and they like cry laughing when he does it. Donald probably just didn't know who he was, and so it's tough.
Okay, I guess if they're in on it, it's kind of fun. But
most of the people like see him be like, "Oh my god," and they start like singing what like it's usually like, "I know who this is. This is funny." Type beat.
Okay.
He definitely just doesn't know.
Because the first time I saw this, I didn't even know it was a thing. And then like I watched the video, I was like, this is awful. Like I'm dying inside watching it. And then people in the comments were like, this is what he does.
Yeah, that's his whole bit. That's all I got though. I'm currently sitting on the floor of the airport by the tram. So I would love to go not sit here. My laptop's at 11%. So we can wrap there if that works.
Let's get up out of here.
All right.
We did it. First airport podcast. Second time we've ever done a show from an airport, but the other one was a stream. It was not. I did a pregame from a terminal. Credit to Jack sitting on the floor as a tall man. Crisscross applesauce is never easy. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Jack and I are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps every morning after each game. Other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the two of us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are there. So if you want those, follow. They'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Read them every single time we do the show, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jacksman NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Tic-tac-toe.